this is Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start off with the meditation on the pink flame heart star. The purpose is to summon Archangel Chamuel and the angels of love to develop your heart chakra. This meditation to develop your heart chakra is vital in making a solid and true contact with your angels and allows you to communicate with them at a higher level of awareness. Archangel Chamuel has loving relationships as his focus. Meditation naturally creates a channel for the angelic forces to flow, allowing our consciousness to merge effortlessly with theirs. Soothing music and a pink candle will enhance this meditation. The traditional symbol for the heart chakra is a 12-petaled lotus flower with an inner center containing two intersecting triangles called trikonus in Sanskrit. They make up a perfect six-pointed star. The heart star symbolizes spirit descending into matter and matter ascending toward spirit. This is the star you are going to activate within your heart during this meditation. The traditional Hindu sound for the heart chakra is the Bija mantra Yam. It's pronounced Yam. Use it to activate the heart star during the meditation. And here's how to practice the meditation. You're going to need a pink candle and soothing angelic music. And here's what you're going to do. Light your candle and put on the music that you have chosen. Then sit in a comfortable, steady meditation posture. Focus on your breathing and allow your body to relax. Let your out breath be a little longer and slower than your in breath. Then allow peaceful openness and acceptance to flow through you. Permit your consciousness to transcend the earthly level. Next, summon Archangel Chamuel and the angels of love to surround you with their hallowed pink light. Feel the atmosphere around you becoming warm and intimate. Then gently touch your heart chakra with your left hand. Visualize the 12 petals of your heart chakra opening, and as they open, see your indwelling altar, your most sacred point of consciousness. In the center of your altar, see your pink heart flame and begin to sound the Bija mantra, Yam. Invite the angels of love to dwell in your heart and see the flame change into a beautiful golden pink six-pointed star. Allow this wonderful energy to flow through your body and aura and then outward into the world, sending love to anyone who is willing to receive it. Finally, allow yourself sufficient time to come back to everyday waking consciousness once the meditation is over. So today's messages and channel is kind of all around love, so that's kind of why I picked that particular meditation. So I did the day 18 tarot card sticker journal, and this one happened to be about future love. So here is the layout of the cards, and let's take a look at the messages we had. My current feelings, attitudes, and expectations about love are that true power comes from patience, love, and a calm mind instead of using physical force or anger. The Strength card means inner power, courage, and gentle control. The next card was the fears that I have about love that I need to let go of. They are represented by the Chariot card, which represents determination, willpower, and victory. It shows that you can reach your goals by staying focused, taking direct action, and keeping control over your life. The third card said current external influences on my love life that I need to notice are introspection, soul searching, and deliberate solitude. The Hermit card signifies turning away from external noise to find inner truth and spiritual guidance. The fourth card was about the situations that will bring us together. It says leaving the familiar and seeking deeper emotional truth will help. It shows a time of change, letting go of the past, and starting a new personal journey. The next card was what will we learn from each other? I got the Magician, which signifies we'll learn about manifestation, resourcefulness, and power, signaling that we have all the tools and skills along with our willpower needed to turn our ideas into reality. Next, the card I got was about the bond between us. It says it's fast acting with bold communication and sharp ambition. The Knight of Swords stands for quick thinking, intense focus, and rushing forward to chase a goal. And card number 7 was happenings in the next 3 months. It says we're going to experience romantic union, deep personal choices, and core values. It represents harmony, alignments, and relationships built on raw honesty. The Lover's card indicates a true love, soulmate connections, close friendships, and strong commitments. I'm telling you, the way these cards have given me so much clarity and confirmation, I'm regretting having not gotten past my fear of judgment and shame and guilt for being drawn to divination. But growing up in the Bible Belt, a lot of religious dogma that was and fears instilled into my mother that then carried over into me. So let me go ahead and give you some of the songs and channeled messages that I've got. The song on the radio that really struck me was The 99 by Mac Powell. It said, I know you left the 99 to come and rescue me when I wandered away too far from where I'm supposed to be. There ain't no one too far gone, oh Jesus, I believe, 'cause I know that you left the 99 to come and rescue me. I was searching through the day and night, trying to fill that empty, broken place that we all feel deeply inside. I got so lost I was all alone. Before I knew it, you picked me up and carried me home. You're my shepherd on this winding road. You lead me by still waters where your love restores my soul. Through the valley and the longest night, surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. Okay, and then I had some jumbled around channeled messages that my brain was trying to organize, so be patient with me. My notes are kind of a little scattered. So I don't know if you've seen the movie Mermaids with Cher, but there's a song on there that she sang, which is, how do I know if he really loves me? It's in his kiss. That's where it is. So if you kiss a lot of frogs, don't feel guilty about it. I've had my own fair share. I'm not going to say a lot of frogs, but enough to where I'm like, I ain't kissing any more toads. I'm done with the frogs. So then I heard I think it might be a Whitney Houston song, but how do I know if he really loves me? I say a prayer, asking God about these things. I can't sleep thinking about if he really loves me. Does he love me? Does he love me not? My goodness. My spirit guides have really been working on me to be open to receiving love from a divine masculine, and I appreciate it. I really do. And that's why I find it so humorous that I got channeled all kinds of these love songs. Because next, I got from the movie Dirty Dancing. So, anybody who knows me is that I'm just kind of like a bookworm and a big old nerd. And so, I really don't like talking with people. I'd be the person that, in the middle school dance would be standing against the wall watching everybody else dance. So, from the movie Dirty Dancing, because I'm like the wallflower, right? Nobody was baby in the corner. Um, but I always watched and studied people dancing with life, right? And I would just be like, man, I would love to dance with life. Even my sister got to dance with life. Whereas I had more restrictions and rules and regulations and responsibilities. And so, I don't know, I always felt maybe I just had two left feet. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be the one that's out on the dance floor. I'm the one who's supposed to, like, set up for the party, let everybody enjoy the party, and then I'm supposed to help clean up after the party. So I'm just now, at 50 years old, finally learning how to flow and dance with life. So then what just popped into my brain when I was jotting this down was, how do you like me now that I can dance? Watch me now. And believe me, I know my singing is not for everybody. I haven't practiced singing since I was a kid. So, okay, so then the words from the song from that movie that I got was, I've had the time of my life. And the scene in that movie that I got was the lift scene, the famous lift scene where, she nods and then runs and he lifts her up over his head and they do it and then she doesn't fall. I feel like this is my ancestors and the angels and my guides letting me know that I'm about to have that lift scene, not physically, but spiritually. I'm elevating to a new level of the ascension process where the masculines are going to want to lift me up, that are going to want to, and there's going to be one in particular that's going to stand out amongst the crowd that is going to have the strength, no spaghetti arms. He's going to have the strength to put up with me and my nonsense because I laugh a lot when I'm uncomfortable and nervous. So the mission that we got ahead of us is supposed to be a serious one, so I got to be more serious. But then I can't be too serious, so he's going to know what to do with me. God bless that man, because he's going to have the patience of a saint. So the words for the song were, now I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. Because I've had the time of my life, and I truly owe it all to you. I've been waiting for so long. Now I finally found someone to stand by me. We saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical fantasy. Now with passion in our eyes, there's no way we could disguise it secretly. So we take each other's hand because we seem to understand the urgency. Just remember, you're the one thing that I can't get enough of. So I'll tell you something. This could be love. And the reason why my angels have been really working hard on me is because I just think men are actors, and most of them are bad actors. I'm just being honest. Because I watch it and I'll be like, oh girl, he just gave you the flower, but you're like the 12th one this week. So it all comes across so cheesy. And so I know that I'm hard to like woo, and because I've seen it all, and I'm just like, I think they have like a script book that they all read from. So I promise my spirit team that I will not roll my eyes when I get a marriage proposal, because I'll be like, seriously. Okay, I will take this seriously, because I know that's what he's gonna be like. I know you say this to all the ladies, because I would tease some guys about that. I'd be like, you say that to all the ladies. So I know I'm a tough nut to crack. I know, but I promise I'm not gonna make your life miserable, make you jump through all these hoops. Well, maybe a few. Okay. So then the other song I got was a country song, and the line from it that popped in was, I think this is how love goes, check yes or no. Because I really do believe that it's supposed to be based on a friendship, and that friendship is supposed to develop over time, and then it evolves into courting, and that there should be chaperones until like the day that you're supposed to be proposed and like move forward. Because today's hookup culture, I mean, I've been watching these girls flowing masses, flocks of like skin, boobies and booties everywhere, and I'm just like, God says don't judge, because you know you wore some tight clothes too back in the day, and I'm like, yeah, but this is them all the time. And I just, you know, I want to take a poncho and throw it on them and be like, girl, you don't need to do all that. Don't give it all away. Leave things to the imagination. Let them like get to know you little by little. Not like, hello. So the other song that I got, and then we'll get to the messages and stories, is I've Got You Babe by Cher. And it was, they say we're young and we don't know, won't find out until we grow. Well, I don't know if all that's true, 'cause you got me and I've got you. I've got you to hold my hand. I've got you to understand. I got you to walk with me. I got you to talk with me. I got you to kiss goodnight, and I got you to hold me tight. I got you, I won't let go. I got you to love me so. I got you, babe. And the reason why I get so like frustrated with the girls like just not understanding their worth and their value, and I get it, it's a cultural thing, it's society. I know they're like, the end of the world's coming, so we're here for a good time, not a long time. Hey, woo-hoo. YOLO, I get it. But I've also been counseling mainly these young girls for over 3 decades. And they end up suicidal over this, or homicidal. Some of these girls will, you know, mess up another girl for going after their guy, and I'm like, oh, they don't understand that they're the actual prize, and if it's not the right guy, you just walk away, because guess what? There's 50 more watching you walk away going, yes, it's my turn. Yes, I got a chance. I mean, even this morning going to the gas station, my hair's all a mess, and I looked, you know, disheveled, no makeup, and I had 2 head guys of the gas station where I was going in to get some ice, look at me as I walk by, and I'm just like, in my head, I want to be so snarky. I want to just say, take a picture, it lasts longer. Or I want to be like, can I start charging people? Because the way people just are always like, it's really interesting world that we live in. Okay, so here are some of the messages. So last night's concert was Flo Rida, I think that's right, which is a synchronicity, because a couple videos back, I was talking about this young couple that I was working with who were going to be going to see Flo Rida. They happened to be performing at the fair last night. And I just, because we had like a severe storms, like there was like lightning strike downs, and the sky was like black, and I don't know, there was like tornado warnings, I think. And my phone kept going off, so there's some sort of warnings. And then of course, you know, I help cleaning the bathrooms, and then all of a sudden the people are in the bathrooms for shelter. And so I'm housing, you know, the guy's bathroom and the girl's bathroom. And I'm telling you, the girl's bathroom, they're all worried and concerned and paying attention to the weather, and they got babies crying. And on the guy's side, you would have thought they were having like a party. They were playing some mariachi music and saying, hey, ladies, and whooping and hollering over on their side. And the girls were just like, oh my God, will they knock it off? It was interesting. So, well, for the Flo Rida, they were performing at the fair last night. Like, I'm like, is it even safe for these people to be sitting in metal bleachers with all these light poles going when we have lightning strikes? I don't think it's very safe. And me and the other 2 ladies that were working, we were just like, listen, we ain't staying out in line to listen to nobody unless it's Jesus, okay? And these people are out here acting like, we can't. But the show went on, right? As with life, no matter what storms may be, the show goes on. And let me tell you, what people do for money is that just blows my mind sometimes. I mean, because I'm like, give the people their money back, send them home, let them go home to safety. They're like, oh, we're not giving no money back. Show goes on, and Flo Rida did their thing. And with somebody named, another band named Baby, I don't know who these people are. But I did recognize one of the songs was one of their old songs. Oh, now I'm trying to blank. Boots with the fur, the whole club was looking at her. Next thing you know, she hit the floor, shorty got low, 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 low. I was like, oh, okay, I do know one of their songs. Anyway, I remember telling one of the girls, because she was talking with me, and she's like, yeah, the grid is collapsing. She happens to be on the spectrum. And us neurodivergent brains, I mean, we comprehend cosmic things. We understand quantum physics and science and all of these deeper level things that the average person doesn't. But some of us, we're just like clueless to like the real 3D stuff. So when you get to know people in a very diverse way, you start to see the levels of abilities can vary greatly from person to person and as a society. So anyway, I was talking with them, and I said, yeah, I'm really learning not to judge lest ye be judged. And she just kind of looked at me. She's like, yeah, well, if I was these little babies, 'cause they're very young, like we're talking 13, 14-year-olds. She's like, if I was the mother of these little babies, I'd be putting on a blanket over them to go sit down. So anyway, one of the quotes that I came across was, there are no outside forces that are really called God or Satan that are controlling us. There really aren't. The good and the evil are our own spiritual awareness or our lack of it. Transcending the duality is realizing that God and Satan are the same entity. You. Both are energetic forces. They are, they both, in some people's stories, I am the villain. In other people's stories, I am the hero, right? So trying to take people who are stuck in the religious mindset and help them overcome these challenges, because I see so many people are like, I can't wait till Jesus comes. Jesus is coming through us, okay? Each one of us is supposed to be a representative of God and be an ambassador for Christ consciousness. So my heart really pours out into the people that are sitting there in such deep fear that they can't recognize that God works through everybody in your life. Another channel message I had was just for me to really express my gratitude. I really have a deep, heartfelt thank you for everybody who supports me, what my mission, what I'm doing, my channel, because what you're doing is helping put more grace into the world. That's the ultimate goal of this channel, is to be a bridge between the spiritual and the natural and the religious and the non-religious, to get everybody on the same page, to understand that we only have one earth and we all need to be working to protect it and to nurture it. And that includes all of the creatures and the plants and the people attached to it. What I thought was really cool at the trailer was they had at the fair is they had a sensory trailer. And that was not something that was there when my kids were growing up. So I'm watching humanity evolve in front of me, and it's very beautiful. There's a lot of chaos and destruction that has to happen, kind of like when a wildfire goes through a forest. It has to burn away all the old in order for the new to grow, and that's what we as a species are experiencing right now. So, faith. It's not just about knowing more about God. It's not just about reading your Bible. It's not just about studying or being in, Sunday school classes. It's actually learning about how to be more like God, to walk softly and gently in people's lives, the way Jesus and Mary did. We need to internalize that if you believe in the character of God, that there is a life after your fears, your doubts, your worries, your guilt, your shame, your anxieties. And I can't really always explain it to people because you have to experience it. And usually I'm someone who holds their hand while they're going through the darkness. And I don't always get to see them come to the light, but that is my goal. So all I can say is I've experienced it myself and can testify that if you really have courage over comfort and you have faith over fear, don't live by sight, know what God's put in your heart is going to come true, then there's a way through the darkness. And even when you may not feel loved, you're surrounded by it. So I truly appreciate those of you who are stuck by my side and always been there to lift me up, which includes my sister. Siblings have a very special bond, just like, war veterans who've been in the same platoon or the same group. You have experiences that nobody else on the planet has lived through, and those shared experiences bond you together. And so I'm trying to learn how to take what's here and be able to translate it and express it in a way that is more palpable and more easily understood and comprehended. A lot of people on the spectrum have trouble expressing their thoughts and their feelings and their wants and their needs. So those of you that are neurodivergents, it does get better with practice and patience and support and guidance. So you can reach out if you need some information on how to access that. My brain and my mouth are learning to get on the same page and cooperate. And sometimes that can be a little awkward for me to deliver those messages because I'm like, who am I to deliver these messages? You see how I'm fumbling over my words and I'm pulling out the wrong ones? But God doesn't care about our flaws. In fact, those make us more endearing to the people that we're supposed to be talking with, because the people that are going to relate to me are going to have their own flaws and they're going to be like, see, she's just like us. It's more about them getting the message. And I'm not meant to just be the hands and feet of Christ, which is what I was taught. But as a woman, my place was to, as I was told by a former boss, I'm supposed to be in the kitchen making sandwiches. No. I'm meant to be more than just the hands and feet. I'm also supposed to be a messenger. And I'm embracing that fully, wholeheartedly. So the next thing was thinking about parents. Okay, so parents, if you aren't one, I'm sure you've had some, or you know some. Well, parents are so much more important than they give themselves credit for. I know I did too. I used to say that as a school teacher and a Sunday school teacher and raising my own kids, that I was helping raise better humans for society, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing a good job at helping them learn how to follow their own internal guidance and not just dictate. Like ABA therapies, they teach autistic little ones how to model and repeat, and they get trained and conditioned. But I wanted to teach people how to go beyond that, to become more free thinking and automated and self-motivated and to take initiative. And in a culture that wants people docile, conditioned, programmed to stay in their roles, it's can be challenging. It's a little more frustrating than you would realize. So for the parents, some of you are probably even too busy to be really aware of the global decline in the human civilization. Why? Because you're too busy actually trying to help improve the problem in your own way, in your household, because it all starts in the home. And then how you raise your kids is how they become in society, and what you raise them to believe and how to be is what they then teach and carry through and spread that word and that message. So parents are actively doing their part, trying to clean up the messes while raising little humans to be the best that they can be. So it's easy for a person with no kids to read books about how to raise children and guide teens and the young adults. But it's a whole nother ball game to be out on the field actually doing it. I know I used to get frustrated with my sister who had no kids, was carefree, worked in a corporate job, making lots of money, could do all these trips and go all these places and do this stuff. And here's me with 3 kids that had a lot of needs, and me trying to work sometimes 3 jobs in order to meet their needs and provide the stable home and all of this on my own with God's support and good godly people that would come in from time to time and float in and float out. But she really had a hard time. She'd be like, well, you decided to have them, so it just kind of like a tough love, cold shoulder kind of mentality. But there was also the warmth of, making life happier, and she would send me little pick-me-up cards when she'd be like checking on me, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just sitting here staring at a blank wall, enjoying peace and quiet. she didn't know how to respond. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to a baseball game. Have fun with that. But there were times where I needed groceries and she would order them to be delivered. There's just a bond that you have with siblings. It's a love-hate relationship, the duality, and I appreciate her more than I think she realizes, and I'm trying, and I told her that. I said, I need to do a better job of celebrating life. Because with losing our mom, I know that was her go-to person to talk about, things, and so I'm going to put more effort into trying to be a better support person for her. Okay, so I remember telling the last guy that I dated back in 2018, and so we started dating in like 2013 because we were together for 5 years. So that's a long time for him to kind of, he would call me his couch buddy. I'm like, oh no, I am not your couch buddy. No, sir. And so I would try to drag him out to do stuff, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But I remember telling him, because he would give me these parenting pep talks, because he didn't ever come over to my house, but he gave me a safe haven in his, and so I would go over there, and he'd give me these pep talks, and it would be like a boxer in the ring when you go to the corner and the guy's rubbing your shoulders and squirting water in your mouth and you got this, get back out there, kind of a moment. And he would be the guy that had the white towel on his shoulder, but he wouldn't let me throw the white towel in when I wanted to. He would just, cook me a meal or, make me a bubble bath or let me take a nap without judgment, without criticism. It was so nice. And I really was truly blessed to have him. That was why, that's why I went celibate after that. I was just like, if I can't make it work with him, then I can't make it work with anybody. So it was like, nah, okay, I'm done trying, forget it. Because we were truly best friends, but we were both wounded warriors that were very cynical about the state of the world and relationships, and we were both very single, independent people that just never we had so much respect and care for each other that we didn't dump our problems on the other person. We didn't take advantage of the other person, but we also didn't grow and bond together. I think we were a little too stubborn, strong-willed, and independent. That after 5 years, we're like, yeah, this isn't growing into more. And then, of course, someone else caught his eye, and then I was like, yeah, we don't need to keep doing this, and everything around it didn't work. So then he finally just ended it, and I was like, yeah, this is the right choice. But you have to have that deep friendship, and that develops over time, which is why I get so cynical when I'm just like, oh man, I gotta start dating again. That means I gotta get to know their drama, and then I gotta know how much to do where I'm not enabling, but I'm still supportive, so I'm in it with them. And it's like being in a three-legged race where you got your two inner legs tied together and you're like stumbling around and hobbling around, and I'm like, and the whole dating process is just painful for me. So I'm like, okay, Lord, help me with this. Like, send in the right ones, because I'm done reaching out. And the angels and my ancestors said, we got you. So I was like, all right, let's see what happens with this. But I just want you to remember that your future self is not in the future. It's a parallel version of you existing right now, but on a different frequency. Therefore, your dreams don't need more time. They need alignment. So when you shift your frequency, you become a match to the vibration of your desires. Your external reality starts to reflect that internal transformation, and this is how you quantum leap through life. I used to like that show, Quantum Leap. Again, like I said, I'm a big nerd, likes the science stuff, but I'm also a believer that God's in control of everything. So let's get a message from our Keepers of the Light Oracle deck, which has all of our Ascended Masters in there, and see who has a message for us today. I am so grateful for all of the likes, the shares, comments. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to do some live. I'm new to the technology. Remember, I've been anti-AI, anti-GPT, whatever, anti-machines for so long that I'm trying to learn how to be friends with the machines, because pretty soon we're going to have robots walking around that I'm going to have to interact with. So we've got Isis coming back out. This came out yesterday, so it's a great confirmation that magic is manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality, so stay focused. All right. I know one thing that was really important to me is leaving a legacy behind that really honors my bloodline, as well as showcases my personality. And so that's why I wore my legacy shirt today for this reading. And my children and my grandchildren are my legacy, and my sister and my nephew have been there along the ride too. My sister was like a second mom to my kids. In fact, she was the fun one. I always say you have to have good cop, bad cop, and you have to learn within yourself how to balance that. But whenever I was too far into the bad cop, she would step in to be good cop. And now that she has a son who's autistic, she's starting to realize that she has to be bad cop more often. She can't just be good cop. So then I get to come in and be cool, fun Aunt Becky, and I'm getting to enjoy being more good cop than bad cop. So we're both balancing our duality within ourselves, instead of it being such a polarity where I was always having to be the bad guy and she was always having to be the good guy. We're like, no, you got some villain in you too, and I do have some angel in me that's shining through, and we're balancing everything out for everybody in the whole family. All right, let's get a message from our Work the Lights Oracle deck. because it can be very easy for people to project onto us roles. And if you don't speak up, well, then people just continue to think, well, she's going to fill that role. And I just got the vision from Hocus Pocus where the guy comes out of the grave and he's been dead a long time, and so his mouth had been sewn shut, and he slices open it, and then like all the moths come out, and the mothballs fall out or whatever it was, and he's like, whew, I've been waiting to do that for a long time. I feel like that's kind of how my throat chakra feels right now. My soul and my spirit is like, man, you've been holding all this stuff in for all these years, and it's finally been released. And unfortunately, it's at a time when my mother is passing and my dad's health is failing, and so, but feeling lighter in spirit. And I actually had someone comment that. And I said the Egyptians used to believe that at the end of your life, what determined whether you got to experience the afterlife or whether you had to come back and relearn lessons was when they, I think it was my aunt, would weigh out your soul, like if your heart was light as a feather. That's what they looked for. And so that's one of the goals that I have through my personal branding and my legacy and my business is that we always leave people better than we find them, lift their spirits up. And if you meet any of my family members, that's exactly what we do. Now, we also hold you accountable when you're doing things that you know you're not supposed to do. Here we go. We've got protection, call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. And I've had so many people who feed off of me that it just became natural. And that's part of why I had the lower back pains, which thank goodness is starting to alleviate. So I know that I'm cutting cords and those energy vampires are not accessing my chakras the way they used to, and I'm learning how to protect my energy better, and then that energy is flowing back into me. In fact, I was telling one autistic woman yesterday that, again, TMI for some people, but message needs to be said, was she was talking about how she's celibate and she doesn't have sex with anybody, but there's nothing wrong with masturbation. I said, well, there kind of is, because you're wasting that sexual energy. You can pour that energy back into yourself, channel it through your Kundalini, energetic field, and get it moving. And that's how you can heal from the inside out. You're wasting that healing energy that you can have contained healing you. Because she's like, you don't look 50. And I was like, well, that's part of the reason why, is because when you learn how to channel that healing energy and keep it to yourself, then and use it properly, then it slows down the aging process, and you don't get sick as often, and your injuries can heal faster. And you can also channel that sexual energy into projects and creative outlets and things. So anyway, let's get a message from the Crystal Alchemy Oracle deck. And these are the things that, I try to help young people understand. But sometimes you have to fail at a business to learn how to do it better the next time. So I was feeling bad that I'm like, people are dying because I can't figure out how to do the business end of having a business. And I've had to let go of that. People are going to die whether I figure out the business or not. And now I'm going to be able to rebuild stronger and better, and then I'll be able to connect with the people that truly need the wisdom and the insights that I can provide for them. Okay, we have Argonite. This is your sacral chakra. It says resolution, resourcefulness, and improvisation. Okay. I'll learn how to just improvise and wing it without stressing myself out. You're like, I don't know if this is how I'm supposed to do it. Is this how I'm supposed to do it? And God said, there's no wrong way to do it, honey. You just do it how you do it. All right, let's get a Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck message. This one is the one that I have already deeper messages already shared in other videos. So you'll take the word or phrase and you'll find the video on the list, and then you'll get a deeper meaning into what that chakra is wanting you to know. We've got victim. And I like to tell people in my world, people that come towards me for friendship or connection, there are no victims in our village. I'm all about radical acceptance. If I can do it, you can do it. We might not want to look at our own shadow and how we ended up there, but it's essential for us in learning the lessons. Otherwise, we just keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And I'm like, hey, let's stop the insanity. All right, let's get a message from the Human Spirit Oracle, since we're learning how to reconnect with the Great Spirit that is in all of us. Let's see what message we get today. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Some people call it, what do they call it? The Great Being of Light. There's so many ways. That's why I like the shaman prayer, and I know I posted that. God is, and I know some people get sensitive about the word God. It's what I was programmed to say to source, right? The Creator. There's a million names. It's just undescribable, and I just think we all are fighting over semantics, and it's like, why? We all agree that there is, something within all of us that keeps us all connected as a life. So let's stop fighting about it. It says, against the clock. I know that's how I feel. Like, time is ticking, humanity is, I can't think of, was it Die Hard? Where he had to rescue people, and he had to and so it's like the clock is ticking, right? I love steampunk, so I don't know if you can see that one very clearly, shadows kind of, but I love the steampunk theme, so these cards are kind of cool. And what card was that? That was 30. So let's take a look at that message a little closer. Against the clock. It says, time flies when you're having fun. Well, ain't this the truth? Time is a strange thing. Some people say life is short, but it is the longest thing we'll ever do. Are you procrastinating? Perhaps you have a deadline that needs to be met and you have waited until you are fighting with time to get things completed. Time is precious, so use it wisely. Do what needs to be done so you can enjoy the moments in between to the fullest without stressing under a time crunch. I know for me, it's writing my book. I write a little bit, but then I'm working to make money, and then I'm doing videos, and I'm being creative, and I'm downloading channelings, and so then it's like, okay, I need to make more progress towards writing my book, which is why we got the message about too many hats and to leave room for people to come into my life. So thank you for all of those that are coming into my life. All right, we've got Healing Waters Oracle. So let's see what message we get from Healing Waters. Hopefully, as the channel continues to evolve and grow, I'll figure out the right timing. I used to try to keep these short and sweet, but then because life is getting busy, they're getting a little longer, and I'm like, I got so much to share, which is why I would love to get to where I could just have you guys come and visit me and we talk for a little bit, come and have events where we get to hang out. Here we go. It says, ride the waves, life lessons and growth. You'll get through this. And I love it because it looks like she's surfing in the waves. And that's what I'm trying to learn how to do, is not, stand there and let the waves of life just keep flooding me and taking in the water and gasping for air, but to to actually learn how to surf the waves. I've never been able to surf. I can book like, is it boogie board where you just put your body on a little half board? I can do that, but standing up on a board, I don't think so. All right, the Star Seed Oracle. Let's get a message for all the Star Seeds. All right, we've got the Messenger, Cyrus energy, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. I think if you look at some of my older videos till now, you will see I went from being frantic and chaotic energy and panic mode and calming and finding the balance and coming to center and staying grounded, and it's an amazing journey for sure. All right, let's get a message from the chakra energy check deck. And again, I have videos with all of these, so you'll just go ahead and find it, and it'll give you more information about which chakra needs some attention. This one popped out. So, I love this one. It's for your sacral chakra. It's the yoga pose of Happy Baby. It says, small miracles surprise and delight me. And I do. I get really excited over the little, like I said, the little things when a card matches my energy or my thought, and I'll be like, oh my gosh. And I know that's weird. People think it's weird, but God also says that He's got to trust you in the little things before He can trust you in the big things. All right, we got moon magic. So let's go ahead and get some message from the moon. Tomorrow is the actual full moon for July of 2026. I knew it was coming up. I got a little lost on what day of the week it was. But it is tomorrow. We have taking the moonlight. Okay, that is. That card is number 20. It says, taking the moonlight. Your keyword is dating, flirtation, and charm. Another card of love and romance, but while the lover's moon denotes a long-term relationship, taking the moonlight indicates something that is more casual, or a new romance that is in the first stages of development. This is the card of dating, of meeting someone by moonlight for fun and friendship, which could possibly lead into something more serious later on. After all, very serious relationships begin with a first date. This is a charming card of getting to know new people, enjoying new experiences together, and seeing where it all leads. Taking the moonlight is encouraging you to say yes to a date, to let your hair down a bit, and take a chance on someone new. When we have been hurt by love before, it can be difficult to open up and trust again, but this card is letting you know that dating can be a healing experience, as well as being a lot of fun. Sometimes all you need is for someone new to look at you with fresh eyes and a different perspective. It's not about giving someone else a chance, it's about giving yourself a chance to love again. Have a dance, have a fling, have a laugh, see what's out there, and enjoy yourself. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm meant to be dating, and I know it's probably very awkward. I had mentioned with my kids, I think it was last summer, maybe 2 summers ago, I said, how would you feel if I actually started dating? Because they're very protective of all, me and our family. And I said, how would you feel if I had more kids? Because they're all, my oldest is turning 30. And she just looked at me like, are you crazy? I'm like, you never know. Open to whatever life. What if I date someone who has little kids again? And now it's like, you know, it's just weird. It's just weird when you start to think about it. So I am much much more willing to embrace the dating life again. Just please no more redneck hillbillies coming at me. Please, please. That's a big no, Lord. That's a big no. Sorry, I don't mean to sound mean, but okay, let's get a rune. Oh, I think I've had this one. This one is the Rye, though, and it represents the wheel, which is Thor's chariot. Keywords are journey, quest, crossroads, movement, inner exploration, reunion. Magical workings are seeking direction, bless a journey, create movement, reconnect, and reunite. Some key phrases are a journey or a vacation, a spiritual quest, move towards your destination, crossroads, or a decision point. Dun dun dun. Decision points of finally saying yes to some people that want to date. I had a gentleman recently, he was like, so what are your thoughts on dating? And I just totally dodged it. I was like, I am not financially in a place to date. And he was like, okay, message received. I'm like, I'm sorry. So I will stop blocking. I will stop blocking. Invitations are welcome. Oh, I sound so thrilled. I'm sorry. We're talking 5 decades, guys. I'm sorry. I'll try some new experiences with some new people that can maintain healthy boundaries. Who have Christ in their heart, okay? Like I said, I know that this is a new level of the game, but also new levels, new devils, so, you know, keep your hands to yourself. And let's just have some good, clean fun. Let's just, like, enjoy company and show me cool stuff. Take me places that I've never been. Introduce me to things that I've never seen. You know, teach me things. I want to learn. I'm excited to learn. So what can you teach me? That's because if it's let's go eat at the Applebee's, and let's go sit and watch a movie, and I want to make out with you, baby, and I'm like, no. All right, we got the drum, card number 15. The drum. I've been having fun going to drum circles on the beach this summer. Yeah, the rhythm of the drum tunes you to the beating heart of the universe. Its wood frame links you to the trees and helps you journey to the lower world via the roots and the upper world through its branches. The drum skin gives the shaman the powers of the animal kingdom. Striking the drum calls forth the power of the thunder and the rumbling of the earthquake. The drum invites a trance state where healing and prophecy happen. The drum invites you to take the next bold step in your journey. The forces of heaven and earth are aligned behind you, supporting effortless action. This is not a time to push against the river. The current will take you exactly where you want to go once you jump in. Collect your power tools and summon your courage because it's going to be a wild and glorious journey. Allow yourself to be carried by the rhythm of what is really essential in your life. You travel to the beat of a different drum. It's time to acknowledge you do not fit a mold or role or relationship that is not in tune with you. Find your rhythm, respond to the heartbeat of the distant drum. The price you pay for lingering becomes higher with each passing day. Now is the time to move on. I know Friday I will be leaving this town. I will spend in a new town for 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it. I was like researching things that I can do there and things that I can learn and places I can go. We got messages from the Spirit Nature Oracle. So let's grab a message from nature. Jasmine, Sensuality. I think I've gotten this one before. Part 20. So there are about 200 species of jasmine, a flowering shrub or vine native to tropical and subtropical regions of Asia, Australia, and some Pacific islands. Common jasmine, also known as poet's jasmine, is native to Iran and produces fragrant white flowers that are the usual source for blossoms in perfumes and aromatherapy. Jasmine's scent directly affects our emotional centers, lifting our spirits, dispelling depression, and deeply calming our nerves. When ingested as a tea, it can be useful for healing anxiety. It can also help you connect to the purest and highest intentions of your higher self. Jasmine is a profoundly spiritual flower and has strong associations with affection, eternal love, and sensuality. In Ayurveda, it is used as an aphrodisiac. The seductive scent of a cluster of jasmine flowers can stop you in your tracks. You are immediately compelled to stop for a few minutes and receive their bountiful gifts. The powerful spirit of jasmine can entice your senses whenever you inhale its sweet aroma or even when you imagine it. Here's your message. An unmet and underrated aspect of your experience is indulging in your sensuality. Sensuality incorporates sexuality, yet it is much broader than that. It means to gratify the senses, to engage in activities and evoke pleasurable physical sensations. You pursued spiritual teachings and practices and incorporated many of these principles in your life. However, it is important to remember that you are not only a spiritual being, but also a physical being. The body has many functions as done well to get you to this point in your life in spite of injuries, illnesses, or other conditions. Furthermore, like most everyone else, you've been subject to the cultural pressures to suppress your inherent longing for physical pleasure, including but not limited to sexual pleasure. You can incorporate sensual pleasure as an expression of your spirituality. Soak in a bath with music, candles, and essential oils. Stand before a mirror and discover what areas are most pleasurable and sensitive to your loving touch. If you have a partner, slow down when making love. Start by exploring each other's bodies with a new, gentle curiosity. Place jasmine flowers around your home as you explore your sensuality and your sexuality. All right, since we're full of love in this reading, let's go ahead and get a love message. Like I said, I know that a lot of people have been waiting for me to be ready for dating, and when I've said I'm ready for dating, they're like, yeah, she's still not really ready for dating. But now I really am ready for dating. I really am. But I want to learn. I want to know things. I want to go places. I want to experience things. I don't want it just to be like just PDA. Like, oh my gosh, can we please have something more substantial to base things on? All right, please. Can we make it last? I like the whole leading up to that thing. I'm like, not this whole wham bam, thank you ma'am, all right, next. I don't like that. I don't. All right. We've got engagement. Wow, that really escalated quickly, didn't it? Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Like I said, I know there have been people that have just been waiting and waiting and waiting, going, is this girl ever gonna be ready? I'm ready. I am, but let's just take it one day at a time. Go slow. Let's learn stuff. Let me have conversations. Go do fun stuff. Everybody's always want to rush to the bedroom. I'm like, listen, I already know what to bring to the bedroom. It's gonna be good when the time is right. Like my wedding day. Sorry. But not sorry. Okay, let's get a star seed. I'm telling you, women, if you could understand the power of no, it makes life much more fun. Because then it allows the real yeses to come through. It says vision. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. But saying no also has a tact to it. you don't want to crush people because, like I said, some people's rejection wounds and sensitivities are like it can cause life or death situations. So, which is another reason why I've always just kind of been like, nah, I don't think so. I don't want me rejecting you to turn into something more serious. So I've had people who have ended their life, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be the reason for any of that nonsense. All right, let's get messages from my ancestors. Let's get 3 cards. Let's see what they have to say to me and our collective. They like when they get to speak, and so, but they do appreciate that I allow all the other messages to flow through from the other ascended masters and nature and Mother Gaia and the moon and. All right, let's see what we got. All right, that one's sticking. Oh my gosh, 3rd day in a row, Queen of Hearts. They are telling me, girl, you need to focus on love. Okay. And to not be so mean. I'm just a little mean, just a little, but in a good way. Because I always say I scare away the boys so the men can come out to play. I know that sounds really bad. It does sound really bad, but I need healed men around me, not little boys. All right, we got this one. And I know that part of my job is to help the little boys realize that they're acting like unhealed little heathens and help them to grow up. And little boys can be in a 50-year-old body, so don't let chronological age fool you. I've met some very mature 20-year-olds. Not dating them, but because that would be wrong. But just I've met some really mature souls in younger bodies and some really immature souls in older bodies. So, okay, so my true match is coming out here. My King of Hearts. King of Hearts is coming out. All right, so first we've got Queen of Hearts, which is cups, intuition, love and compassion, empathy, inner healing, self-love, creativity, mothering instinct, and emotional nurturing. And I got to make sure that I don't mother whoever I end up marrying because they don't like that. It'll be like, oh dear, you're not supposed to be smoking. You're not supposed to be eating that. You need to, I know. My granny's like, let them figure it out on their own. Okay, 7 of Spades, which are swords, which is letting me know that I am wiser now, so I'm not going to be experiencing this betrayal and spies, thievery. I have a new approach. I'm resourceful and I have strategy now. I can trust my instincts. I have vigilance and protection because I've been deceived before. So I'm going to protect myself. I know how to escape. I'm very observant and I can plan carefully and I can be cunning or dishonest. But I'm also very clever and sneaky. So I take the good with the bad. And there you have the packs of life. Okay, we have the King of Hearts, which is cups, self-mastery, emotional maturity. This is going to be a man who has feelings and logic. So his heart and his mind are in alignment. It's all moving in the right direction. He's going to be very diplomatic like me, provide comfort to others like I do, offer reassurance, wisdom, and balance. And believe me, I'm going to appreciate it because I'm going to know that he's had to go through hell to get to that, just like I did. And so I'm going to be greatly appreciative of that. And I'm going to be trusting that when the right one comes into my life, that it's not an act, it's not a performance, it's genuine and it's true, and it's not going to be done with every other, that I'll be the only one. Because that's an issue I've got with men. It's like, don't think that I won't find out. And so, he will be the same way with me too, because he's been dirty by women the same way. So, it will be a true match. And now we'll close this off with Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle and see what he wants to tell us. Oh my goodness, this was a lot longer than I thought. But a lot of very good messages that I am very grateful to have channeled and put together for you. And hopefully you will like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I upload more content to the channel. We've got diet is important here, you know, I was just thinking about that today. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to make positive eating and drinking choices and for reducing or eliminating my cravings for unhealthy substances. Yeah, my snacking, my grazing is what I call it. Instead of, you know, really taking the time to make healthier meals, then I thought, well, I'll just substitute with, you know, fasting and drinking water and protein drinks, and I gotta actually take better care of my nutrition. And so that's a message for you as well, to make sure that you're getting plenty of water and eating healthier. And until the next time, I'm so grateful for you. So keep shining your lights, because the light in me honors and respects the light in